Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today I want to show you how to make 90s beats with today's gear. Shout out to Ahmed1. I just bought his Authentic Drums Volume 3. This thing has way more than I expected. I was about to Google DJ scratches. He has a scratches folder right here. He has a bunch of drums. So many drums in here, it's ridiculous. Shout out to him. Definitely worth the purchase. The first step here is grabbing the song that you guys have the acapella for. You're going to have to check Reddit for these. And basically, once you have the acapella, line it up with the original song. Now from here, go to the top left of the original song and go to detect tempo. And you want to be in the range. So let's say, you know the sample somewhere around 93, hit 75 to 150. And FL Studio will calculate the transient space and basically give you a number. It'll say, hey, we think this is 93.83 tempo. And then it says set project to tempo. You say yes. So mine didn't pop up because I already did it. So a lot of the older stuff in the 90s was not always to perfect tempos, and that's because of, I guess, the technology back then. So you'll spend forever trying to line this up to 93 BPM or 94. It won't line up properly. So you have to do that technique. Once you guys have that technique, we're going to remove the original song, and now we have the acapella to work with. What I'll do is move this over so that it starts on a downbeat so that I can move the whole thing over. So let's grab the slice tool, hit shift, right click, and then we're going to drag this acapella for Shook Ones all the way to the left. So now if I turn my metronome on, it should line up.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us.
So with the acapella, we can understand how much space we actually have. Nextly, let's pick the instruments. I'm going to use my keyboard. I have a Korg Kronos 2 and I have a Prophet 6. But also you guys want to look on Reddit for, well, not Reddit. Well, there's a Reddit, what's it called? Actually, oh, you know what? They took it down, I think, because Internet Archive isn't a thing. So never mind. Internet Archive isn't a thing right now. So I was going to suggest that. But anyway, you want to look for the 90s old school sample CDs and the stuff from Akai, because they have a lot of like one shots, brass, keys, strings, etc., etc. We might use this stuff for the bass, stuff like that. Okay, so that's where you get the one shots is from, the Akai stuff back in the day. And we're going to open up Kontakt to add more modern instruments. So we have to think as if we're sampling something, but we're not going to sample a record today. And again, go support Ahmed1's, or Aimed1's, if I'm saying it wrong, Ahmed1's drum kit. This thing is fire, y'all. Like crazy fire. So let's start off with some Kontakt library here. Let's open this up. I'm going to go to the India library. This is going to have our ethnic sounds in it. Now, Shook Ones has a piano, which I could play with my Korg, but y'all won't really be able to follow along. So instead of me just starting off with the piano, let's start with a melody first. Let's open this up. Let's go to view, X out of here. Oh, no, I don't like default view. Let's go to classic view. Here we go. Oh, also you guys want to look up the Orchestra Elements. That's a great free library, I believe. And also if you guys are looking for 90s sounds, look for the Emu Proteus Rack Kontakt Library Bank, goated for all things 90s. But first, let's start with the melody. We're either going to do Middle East or India. Let's try India, melodic. And I forget which one's their flute. Let me turn off my... Okay, so this sounds very clean. So I'll show you guys how to spice this up and make it sound less clean. Because stereoized clean sounds don't feel 90s. It's too clean and perfect. Let's go to scale here. We're going to switch this to chromatic so that we can play the notes one by one. And what else do we need to do? We need to take off any reverb inside this plugin. I don't know how to do this from this. Let's go to the mixer and turn off the reverb. We just want a dry signal. Let's come up with a melody. I'm going to listen to Prodigy.
We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The more comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who want to profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in.
So I like that melody. That kind of was a freestyle and it just worked. Dun, 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 dun. So a lot of 90s melodies didn't always start on the downbeat. Like now the melody starts. It starts before the melody, before the downbeat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's record this.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets.
So notice how my melody started before the downbeat. We're gonna get rid of some of these notes because they're recorded in. My camera might be a little big. Let's make this a little smaller. There we go. Now I'm tiny. Smash the like button to make my camera bigger. Pause, I guess. Maybe pause. Make my camera bigger. Let's add this into the...
I got you stuck off.
So we want a very like entrancing melody here. Let me check my audio, make sure we're actually recording audio. That would suck if the audio wasn't recorded. Okay, we are.
Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who want to profile and...
All right, so the sound is very clean and dry, which is what we want because now we can add our own effects. Now the 90s, you guys can really embrace phasers, flangers, delay, filters. Let me show you guys a secret mix bus chain. We're gonna mess with Neutron 5 from iZotope. They just released a new version of Neutron. Shout out to them. My first plugin I'm going to add to the mix bus is called Kilohertz Bit Crush. Now you may think this is going to create, well, it is by default going to create like a ringy sound. So I'm going to have to stop. There we go. Now by default it creates that like ringy sound, but what you guys could do is turn that off with DAC quality. So let's turn this up to get rid of that ringing sound. Now I'm just lo-fi. Okay, so now we're going to go to the kilohertz and let's make this like a MPC 60, which is 40 kilohertz sample rate, 40, 1, 2, 3. As opposed to 44.1 or 48 kilohertz. Let's use 40, and then we can go to bits. We're going to right click here and go to 12. Now we're used to recording in 32-bit, which is the current standard. So this is lowering the quality, but it adds that like subtle difference. And then we're going to run into, let's see if we can hear it in my voice. All right, so here's Bit Crush and here's without. Here's Bit Crush, here's without. I just got rid of some of the highs. Now you're going to hear it more on the drums, but let's also open up Gold Clip, which got a new update. This is my favorite clipper. It just has the perfect saturation. Nothing sounds like this, in my opinion, this plugin. They've mastered the sound of this. Okay, and then we're going to run into Neutron, but once I get the drums. So let's start adding some effects to that flute. And I want to treat it like I'm sampling. So what would a sample sound like? Would it just be perfectly up front? Let's EQ out some of the low end so that it feels like we got it off of vinyl, because vinyl kind of lacks some low end sometimes.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queen.
Also, they would do weird stuff like pan the... you know what we could do? Actually, we don't need to print it to audio. Let's do the Fruity Stereo Enhancer. This may or may not make it sound cool, but I'm going to use...
I got you stuck off the...
So now it goes left ear to right ear very quickly, and it creates a wide sound. I may take that off depending on how the drums come out.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware.
So all I'm going to do here at the end is just copy that ding over here to the end because I forgot to record it. All right, so now we have 8 bars of the melody. Let's just hit Control B and loop it in as if it's a sample. All right, so now we have the first. So what have we done so far? We've lined up the acapella to match our actual metronome. We've added a real instrument like a flute. We've made it sound a little more dated to fit that specific time period. Now here's another more advanced technique is go to your mixer here. We're going to click the view extra volume and stereo properties. We're going to go down here to where this little thing is and turn it to mono or 100% merged. Now the sound won't be wide, it'll be more narrow. Now here's the trick though. We want the sound to be mono before it goes to the stereo enhancer. So we have to insert a plugin before the stereo enhancer. Let me see if Fruity Stereo Shaper allows us to do this. If not, we're not going to stress over this. I'll just make the whole channel mono. I don't know what all these mean, so let's see what mid sound.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped.
Okay, so I think we made it mono here. I would have to double check, but I'm pretty sure we did. And then we're making it stereo again, but we can control the stereo width this time.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us.
So to keep it like 90s, let's take off the stereo fill for now and use the stereo for other stuff. So we're keeping it mono.
I got you stuck off the realness.
Now what you guys could do is add reverbs here at this point to add depth. So we could, if you guys want like high-end reverbs, look up the Fruity Convolver and then look up impulse responses. Okay, so the Fruity Convolver can load up samples And I hope to have this, because I forget the folder. Darn, what folder is that? Man, darn, I forget the exact folder, but if you guys look up like impulse responses from the Bricasti M7, you could load up Bricasti presets right inside of Fruity Convolver using a sample. I'm just going to use the Spring Reverb sample, see what this sounds like. And what you do to blend it in is turn down your dry level.
I got you stuck off the rail.
So now we're adding a little depth.
Infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped.
So I'm going to turn back the dry level.
Of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who want to profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man.
All right, now let's get to drums. So I want to do drums before I start adding more melody because I want to build rhythms, but that melody was just good. So let's go to, and I have a course called Melody Mastery. I just came up with that melody super fast. But if you guys want to learn the principles, go to busyworksbeats.com/melody mastery, or just join our premium at busyworksbeats.com/premium. We have a 14-day free trial. So here we have, let's go to Authentic Drums Volume 3. So many samples in here, I'm actually shocked. So I don't even know what, I'm just going to click on stuff and let's find some stuff. I'm going to skip the drum breaks for now.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of.
Usually I start with a snare. Okay, I start with the texture of a snare. Let's go to the channel rack, go to pattern 2. And let's make sure we're sending stuff to the mixer. Hit Control L to send stuff to the mixer. Again, shout out to Ahmed1, or Aimed1 if I'm saying that wrong. His drum kit is actually fire. I'm glad it was $30. I bought it like instantly. Super worth it. Okay. All right, let's add the snare. Let's right click, open this up, hit Control L. We're gonna add the snare on the 2 and the 4. So let's turn the metronome on. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Now we gotta line up the timing here. So I'm gonna go through different snares. We might not use that snare. Let's just see. It's a little bright. I like this tone, but it's a little short. Alright, so what we're going to do is just repeat this. Control B, latch paste. So the snare creates the tone for the track, and the kick has to match the snare. So the snare, in my opinion, is more important than the kick for this like 90s vibe. Alright, let's go through the snares.
Official Queensbridge murderers, the mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who want to profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in his land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to.
I need like a,
around, but they never
there we go.
Close to. I can see it inside.
All right, so what I'm going to do is get rid of the second hit. What we can do is go to length and just lower the length to get rid of that hi-hat. Because real drum kits, or real drum breaks, you know, they're gonna have layered drums, hi-hats, snares, kicks, etc. It's not going to just be one instrument most of the time, or one sound.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the info.
Now we might need to change the key, so I'm gonna listen to the musicality of the vocals and see where the range is. So it's stuck. So we need to find that key. Stuck. So that key is G. So let's see if we can start on that note instead of D, which is the 5th of G. Let's just go down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the thing is, this flute doesn't go down that low, so let's pull it up an octave.
I got you stuck off the realness.
So now this will be a little more cohesive with the vocal performance.
Stuck off the realness.
Now that he's rapping, so there's technically no tonal center, but you can kind of get a general tone. Stuck off the realness. So stuck off the. So we're using G. So it's F. So it's G, F, A, D. Okay, so those need to be in whatever we're playing here. So we have G, F, D, and A. So okay, so we're gonna use this.
Stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes up.
I still feel like the flute needs more movement. So here we're gonna add some maybe delay to create that, like, again, like a sample chop. You're trying to spread out a short note. What would be better is if I could sample this to audio, chop off and truncate the ending. That way it sounds like we're just playing pads. But for now, we'll just add a delay. Let's add a high pass filter here.
Stuck off the realness. realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in his land. We be gunning and keep them shook.
Keep in mind you can have mono delay.
Stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us.
I'm going to take off tempo sync because it sounds too perfect. Let's use the old-fashioned analog where you have to measure the milliseconds.
Stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna.
So now it has some form of depth.
Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in his land. We be gunning and keep them shook.
Now we could compress the flute to make it really have a texture, but we're gonna leave the flute alone until we have the other instruments. So now we need the kick. So now that we've done all the hard work, now we can get to the hi-hats. I usually drag in drum breaks and I move the drum break around, but for this type of beat, I feel like they use one shots for the most part. So let's add these hi-hats.
Stuck off the realness. We be the stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us.
So that natural, you know, when we're playing hi-hats in real life, you don't go ta 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 every single time. It's like you have a bounce to it, a velocity change. Let's go to the wrench tool, turn up time shift to give it a groove.
Infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share.
Here's another trick. Go to your wrench tool, delay that snare.
Stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough.
Now what I want to do is pitch the flute down, but I'm trying to save resources. So I'll show you guys another plugin called Kilohertz Pitch Shifter. Instead of printing it to audio and doing all this stuff, I'm just going to lower this down an octave. Remember, we couldn't go down this low naturally with the plugin. So I'm going to use this plugin to create that octave for us.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official.
Let's start tuning this hi-hat.
The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in
Let's
your
find a
face,
kick.
stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for they.
Now that kick to me is, it fits what we're doing. Oh, here we have another kick. Okay, let's open this up. Let's use sample start. Get rid of that first hi-hat. Let's use this kick. It's a little bit cleaner. The other kick had a cymbal over top, so it's hard to So what I'm trying to say is when you have acoustic samples, you usually want to use a kick and a snare from the same drum kit so it sounds cohesive.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare.
Now let's get the 90s groove going. We're going to turn on what's called swing. Now what we're going to do though is go to our hi-hat, turn off swing under the wrench tool. We don't want the swing to affect the hi-hat or the snare. We just want it on the kick.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us.
Let's go to the kick. Let's use that wrench tool, time shift. So what we're creating is called groove. Groove is the time difference between instruments.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us.
Whoa. I forgot we have gold clip on, so we can really push these drums.
I got you stuck off the realness.
That kick's a little too.
We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murder.
Now, what I'll show you guys is a technique from the 90s. We're going to go to the envelope tab, use what's called the Mod X. By default, it's a low pass filter, and we're going to chisel off the high end as if we're sampling the kick from the actual record. So it's going to sound like a little more smooth.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose.
Let's see if we could change the timing of these hi-hats, because right now the tick is to a different BPM. And what we could do, which may or may not work, is set the exact time length. So I'm right clicking here to set it to 1 beat to give it like a defined length. So I'm going to mess with the length here. But the more I make this sample shorter, the more swing it feels like it has, even though there's no swing on it. So this is a little more advanced, what I'm talking about here.
I got you stuck off the the realness.
We could work
We
with
be
this.
the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. Tomorrow comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots.
So I like that kind of steady sound.
I got you stuck off the realness.
It makes the kick feel more important with the swing. But we still got to mess with that time offset.
I got
Now, I know I'm kind of going over so many things, but keep in mind, when you guys have kicks and snares and all this, sometimes the kicks have hi-hats over top, and it changes the perception of where you're putting your hi-hat. So keep in mind, some of these drum samples have hi-hats layered, so it sounds like you're playing a hi-hat even though you're not.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. Tomorrow comes equipped for warfare.
Okay, so see how we delay the hi-hat? It has that West Coast kind of groove.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the
Now here's another more advanced technique. We can go to the envelope here, go to volume, turn this on, turn the hold parameter up, turn everything else down. And basically if we give this a note length in the piano roll, it will have a defined length. So we're treating it as if we're playing on a pad. So let's hit Alt and create a little gap. So it cuts off the sample.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official
Now if you guys really want to be authentic, you can go to the piano roll and lower the velocities or change the velocities over time. Or you could use the tools, go to humanize, and then you can mess with the time start time or the velocity or both.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. Tomorrow comes equipped.
So now it feels more randomized. I'm going to copy the shift value before I change it.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. Tomorrow comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who want to profile and pose. Rock you in your face.
Let's go back to
stab your
gold
brain with
clip.
your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in his land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it without.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. Tomorrow comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime.
No, let's add
family
the
who got
effects.
enough shots to share for all those who want to profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in
See how it adds that
cousin.
vibe? Now another thing here, we can go to the graph editor. Let's go to the velocity for the kick. And for the ba, it goes ba boom. We can make it ba boom like that volume wise. So let's turn that down.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. Tomorrow comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who want to profile and
Now the drums could be a little repetitive, but we could always create changes over time. For now, let's just keep it that way. All right, now now we're looking into the layers of a song. We have the top line, we have the top line melody, we have a top line vocal, we have the rhythm section. Now we're going to add the harmony section and the contrast section. Okay, so the contrast, think bass, think, counter melodies. For the harmony section, think chords. So I'm going to use my keyboard here, and we're going to add some sounds. Now you guys can pick whatever you like. There's contact banks, there's a lot of stuff.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. Tomorrow comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who want to profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in his land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You can put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me.
All right, so now we either need like a dark piano or some kind of dark chord. I'm thinking suspended second chords and minor chords. If you don't know what that means, I have a Music Theory Essentials course at busyworksbeats.com/Music Theory Essentials. I'll leave that below, or just go to busyworksbeats.com/premium, because you need to understand chord types. This I'm going to play from my keyboard, so you won't be able to see it on the screen.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. Tomorrow comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family.
So we can play the G minor, or we could go to D minor. So those are going to be the two chords I'm cycling between. Let me see too if we have some contact banks we can add in here before I start using my keyboard. Let's see what we have. So let's go to classic view. I have the orchestra elements. We might add that in. Oh, Emu Proteus. I got to show you guys this before I start hopping on my keyboard. This thing is 90s. When I say 90s, this is 90s. So let's go to the bank number. I've noticed there, hold on. So once you go to bank 1, it starts segmenting the sound. So here we have keyboard sounds. I'll just load up a couple. We're not going to use the dance piano, but let me, all right, so that's the sound. Oh, sounds weird. All right, but we could arrow through. It takes a little bit of time to arrow through presets. That's the only thing. So you kind of got to know what you're looking for going in. Let's see what kind of instruments we hear in our head. Maybe like brass. So we have bass. Let's see what kind of bass they got. So I'm gonna copy the dun 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 dun, but in the bass octave. It's kind of hard to hear. All right, so that's what I'm gonna play, but just an octave lower. Let's just layer that with the melody. I feel like that's a dope sound.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in this land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You can put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you it'll.
All right, so I recorded enough. So that was a pretty dope. So the thing is, we're picking 90s sounds because we're so sonically branded with those sounds to the 90s. It makes sense to use sounds from that time. Using modern 808s won't blend with that vibe. So sound selection, you got to think, what would they use in that time period?
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got.
So that's our contrast layer. Let's see if we can add another contact. We might be able to do this with contact. The only thing is my CPU is getting kind of high. So that's why I try to not use contact as much. Some libraries eat up a little bit of CPU. Let's see if we can find one more sound in here for the harmony section.
We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime.
So for that, I would use keyboard sounds or brass. Let's see what guitar sounds are in here.
Every man for theyself in this land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to.
Is this low enough?
But they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You can put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to
like
call
that.
your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind.
I feel like we could run that through like some kind of reverb or delay. Just simply playing that little passing tone.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in this land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like
So I recorded that on pattern 3. And let's get rid of that first little initial recording. I think we can just lower the volume here and add like delay. Let's copy. I'm trying to debate here. Let's copy what we'll do. I'm trying to debate if I want to use this as a send to save resources. We'll just copy over the reverb over to this track. And we'll turn up. See, you guys hear the crackling? That's because I have so many plugins at this point. So we want the tail longer. Let's bring that delay over. So that I like the dun. Let's see if we can make the dun a little bit lower in velocity. That may do what I want. Let's hit Alt. Let's hit Control to highlight all the notes on that note. Hit Alt X and then turn down the multiply. That's how you turn down the velocity all at once. So that's better to me. Debating if I want the velocity back up, because now I'm missing that tone. So this is the tricky part. It's like, how loud do we want the note? Kind of like the note where it was. Let's just turn the fader down. So one thing about that flute, I want it to like sound like a sample. So I'm trying to debate how to do this. I might convert it to audio and then trigger it per pad and cut the pad off. We might do that to give it more of an authentic sound, because right now the delay and reverb are carrying the sound, so it feels very modern. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who want to. Alright, let's start leveling. Turn this bass up. Every man for theyself in his land, we be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but also the snare's a little dry. We're gonna run that through reverb. Yeah, here's what I'll do to actually it doesn't matter because it's not E note. Let's add the convolver onto that snare. Now the only reason I'm doing direct reverb is because we have a wet dry level here. So that's what we're adding. I kind of want a longer sound, so let's load sample. Let's see if we have, it doesn't really give us much information, so I'm just going to load up the next one. So I need a long tail spring reverb. These sound kind of crazy. Let's just stick with the first one because these other ones sound a little experimentative. Now we could technically stretch it, but I don't know. Sounds pretty cool. So what we just did was stretch. Oh, I didn't realize my camera was. My bad, y'all. What we just did here was stretch the sample for the convolver so that when we're multiplying our sample through the convolver, the actual sample is longer inside the convolver. So now it trails out longer, basically. So instead of going boom, ka, it goes boom, ka, like that. It holds longer. I may take that effect off. I don't know if I like it. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who want to profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain. see if we make the snare mono too.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in his land, we be gunning. And keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to.
So I'm going to turn back the dry level of that guitar so it doesn't feel so up front. It's going to be sounding like it's from the back. Pause.
I got you stuck off
like more of a blurry sound.
We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone.
Alright, let's get the snare tuning.
Every man for theyself in his land, we be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullets.
It just needs a little reverb on that snare.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of
So
us.
here's,
Official.
because the snare is mid-frequency, we don't need to target the frequencies. We're just going to send it, just left-click, send it as a duplicate to this reverb channel. Here we're going to set up a reverb. I like Fruity Convolver. It's just that other reverb was just being a little too experimentative. That's why I like the Bricasti samples. I just forget where I put them on my computer. I don't remember. Let me see if they're in here. I don't think so. Oh wait, you know what? It might be. Let me see. Okay, impulse responses actually here. Well, these aren't the Bricasti ones, so I forget where I put them. Never mind. These are for guitars, but basically you can load up reverbs that are like super expensive through Fruity Convolver. Let's try Reverb Devices Chamber. Let's try this.
I got you stuck off the rail.
I think you can EQ this, but I don't know. We're just gonna EQ it manually. I don't want the high end of it, so let's take off the high end.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my.
So I'm gonna turn the dry level down for this channel because this is only reverb.
I got you stuck off the realness.
So let's solo the snare. So that's what we're adding to that snare. That tail.
Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got.
Let's see too if we add that mod X to the snare just to add a little more muffled sound to it.
I got you.
So now it's not as bright.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official.
I think it's just a hair early, so let's.
I got you stuck off the realness.
There we go. Now it feels more like dark.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in his land, we be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to.
Oh. Somehow. All right, let me up my buffer length. My computer's starting to breathe heavy. All right, let's run this through so far.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for.
So now it's about leveling.
Who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin.
Let's start turning some stuff down.
We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You could could put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 9.
I'm gonna take out some of the low end of the snare because it's too heavy.
Stuck off the realness. We be the infamous. You heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in his land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. Stuck off the realness. We be the infamous. You heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. Stuck off the realness. We be the infamous. You heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough.
Alright, now I'm gonna use my keyboard.
The
only thing is I need the buffer length back down so I could actually play. Let's see if we could add some chords in here. It might be a little too dense to add chords. What we'll do in the meantime is turn off these plugins though to save some CPU.
Stuck off the realness. We be the infamous. You heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in his land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You could put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew stuck off the realness. We be the infamous. You heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in his land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous. You heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in his land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You could put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous. You heard of us.
This song doesn't feel like it has room for harmony, even though technically we could, but that bass line is so strong that all I can really fit in this track is that top line. But we're gonna add, let's see if we can add some sound effects. Now I love this kit by, again, if I'm saying it right, Ahmed One or Aimed One, if I'm probably saying. And let's go to his scratches folder in his Authentic Drums Volume 3. If I remember, I'll link his channel and his stuff below. And he has some DJ scratches in here we could use. So let's add these in. Let's go to a half beat. So it's gonna go one chirp. Let's just drag it in. Turn this down. The only thing here I need to figure out the timing. So chicka chirp. So it's a little early. Let's hit Alt, left click and drag it. We want that to line up with the snare.
I got you stuck off.
So let's use that like every, let's change the snap to go back to a bar. Let's use this sample every like 4 maybe. It might be OD, but let's try it. That adds that texture, and let's see if we can find another scratch.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous. You heard of us. Official Queensbridge.
So I like that. Let's go to half beat again. Let's see if we can drag this in. So 1, 2,
I got you stuck off the
yeah. Let's turn this down.
I got you stuck off the realness. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queens.
Shout out to freaking Ahmed. This is fire. I'm probably saying it wrong too. That's the crazy part. All right, so now we have all this.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us.
Actually, I want this over.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for theyself in this land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed.
Ooh. They be hating on my webcam, y'all.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime.
Let me see if I can think of any other instruments. Let me think. What else could we add? Maybe like an atmosphere of some sort.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for this.
Let me start arranging this a little bit.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us.
I feel like we're missing the bass. What happened to our bass? Oh, it's in pattern 3. Okay.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for himself in this land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You can put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind is old. And when the things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Another nigga deceased, another story gets told.
All right, so the acapella goes off track here, so we need to make it chop and just move it to the right.
I guarantee you it.
Let's see where it gets off beat.
Put your whole army.
All right, it's right at the word army.
Wrong place, cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You can put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshot.
So somewhere around like here.
To you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all.
I think it was the simple words part. Let's move this to the right just a little bit.
To you it'll be simple words, just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19. Simple words, just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind is old. And when the things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Enough nigga deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. Hey yo, done sparked the Philly, so I could get my mind off these yellow back niggas. While they still alive, I don't.
Something about that acapella's a little off, so let's.
Stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family.
So I consider sound effects like a top line, because usually they are like sprinkles that go on top, so to speak. So let's pull this up.
Stuck off the realness, we be the infamous.
So the only thing we don't have in this beat is harmony, technically.
Stuck off the realness, we be the MC. You, it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Enough to get deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. Hey yo, done sparked the Philly, so I can get my mind off these yellow back niggas. While they still alive, I don't know. Go figure. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location when the slugs penetrate.
Let's start like mangling these melodies here. The piano, I'm gonna run it through the flute. Why is this thing glitching? Just to get it to pitch down.
To you, it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight.
All right, so now we got the piano.
I'm only 19, but my mind is older.
Doing something pretty unique.
For real, my warm heart turns cold. Enough to get deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. Hey yo, done sparked the Philly, so I can get my mind off these yellow back niggas. While they still alive, I don't know. Go figure. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location when the slugs penetrate. You feel a burning sensation, getting closer to God in a tight situation. Now, take these words home and think it through. Or the next rhyme I write might be about you. Sunday show, this ain't no such things as half nothing really. Hey yo, done sparked the Philly, so I can get my mind off these yellow back niggas. While they still alive, I don't know. Go figure. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location when the slugs penetrate. You feel a burning sensation, getting closer to God in a tight situation. Now, take these words home and think it through. Or the next rhyme I write might be about you. Nothing really. Hey yo, done sparked the Philly, so I can get my mind off these yellow back niggas. While they still alive, I don't know. Go figure. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location when the slugs penetrate. You feel a burning sensation, getting closer to God in a tight situation. Now, take these words home and think it through. Or the next rhyme I write might be about you. Sunday show, this ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. They shook, cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. Living the life that is diamonds and guns. There's numerous ways you can choose to earn funds.
All right, so now I'm just gonna line up the acapella.
Next rhyme I write might be about you. Sunday show, this ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. They shook, cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. Living the life that is diamonds and guns. There's numerous ways you can choose to earn funds. Some get shot, locked down, and turn nuns. Cowardly hearts and straight up shook ones. He ain't a crook, son. He just a shook one. 242. Yo, happy. For every rhyme I write, it's 25 to life. Yo, it's so much of gas you trust, safeguard in my life. Ain't no time for hesitation.
Alright, so let's just hope the rest of the acapella lines up, but let me up my buffer length. I don't think we need to add anything else. Alright, I'm doing this so I could add my webcam.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those.
So now I'm just gonna mix it in Neutron.
Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for himself in his land, we be gunning. And keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face, you're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You can put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Enough to get deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. Hey yo, done sparked the Philly, so I can get my mind off these yellow back niggas. While they still alive, I don't know. Go figure. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location when the slugs penetrate. You feel a burning sensation, getting closer to God in a tight situation. Now, take these words home and think it through. Or the next rhyme I write might be about you. Sunday show. stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for themself in his land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You could put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Another nigga deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. Hey yo, done sparked the Philly, so I could get my mind off these yellow back niggas. While they still alive, I don't know, go figure. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location. When the slugs penetrate, you feel a burning sensation, getting closer to God in a tight situation. Now, take these words home and think it through. Or the next rhyme I write might be about you, son. They shook. Cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. They shook. Cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. Living the life that is diamonds and guns. There's numerous ways you can choose to earn funds. Some get shot, locked down, and turn nuns. Cowardly hearts and straight up shook ones. Shook ones. He ain't a crook, son. He just a shook one. 242. Yo, happy. You know what I'm saying? For every. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for themself in his land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You could put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. You're minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Another nigga deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. Hey yo, done sparked the Philly, so I could get my mind off these yellow back niggas. While they still alive, I don't know, go figure. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location. When the slugs penetrate, you feel a burning sensation, getting closer to God in a tight situation. Now, take these words home and think it through. Or the next rhyme I write might be about you, son. They shook. Cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. They shook. Cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. Living the life that is diamonds and guns. There's numerous ways you can choose to earn funds. Some get shot, locked down, and turn nuns. Cowardly hearts and straight up shook ones. Shook ones. He ain't a crook, son. He just a shook one. 242. Yo, happy. You know what I'm saying? For every. I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone. You all alone in these streets, cousin. Every man for themself in his land. We be gunning and keep them shook crews running like they supposed to. They come around, but they never come close to. I can see it inside your face. You're in the wrong place. Cowards like you just get their whole body laced up with bullet holes and such. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You could put your whole army against my team, and I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing. Your simple words just don't move me. Your minor, we major. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't make me have to call your name out. Your crew is featherweight. My gunshots will make you levitate. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When the things get for real, my warm heart turns cold. Another nigga deceased, another story gets told. It ain't nothing really. Hey yo, done sparked the Philly, so I can get my mind off these yellow back niggas. While they still alive, I don't know. Go figure. Meanwhile, back in Queens, the realness and foundation. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location. When the slugs penetrate, you feel a burning sensation, getting closer to God in a tight situation. Now, take these words home and think it through. Or the next rhyme I write might be about you. Sunday shook, cause ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. They shook, cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. Living the life that is diamonds and guns. There's numerous ways you can choose to earn funds. Some get shot, locked down, and turn nuns. Cowardly hearts and straight up shook ones. He ain't a crook, son. He just a shook one. 242. Yo, happy.
Alright, so that's how you guys, I forgot I don't. There you go. So that's how you guys can make 90s beats with today's plugins and gear. Subscribe if you're new. And for these project files, go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Peace out, guys.